Dear viewers, we welcome you to the Daily Sun Diplomatic Talk. And today amongst us we have a very special guest, the Chinese ambassador in Dhaka, His Excellency Mr. Yao Ben. Excellency, we welcome you to the show.
It's my pleasure and my honor.
Excellency, if you allow me, we will go to some light question at the beginning and maybe a little serious question afterwards. So we know that our relationship between China and Bangladesh is very intense, it's very deep, it's very wide, and it has many facets like political, economic, trade, development cooperation, education, culture. So what exactly you think is the most important among all these facets?
It's a very good question. Last July, China and Bangladesh elevated our bilateral relations to a comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership. The new positioning of comprehensive is worth of its name. It is both our historical inevitability and the core of the people. This covers not only the political and economic fields you have mentioned, but also all the other respects of the friendly exchanges between China and Bangladesh. Each respect has its unique significance and role. Political mutual trust is the cornerstone of the friendship between our two countries, and economic and trade exchanges collect the two countries with win-win cooperation. Cultural exchanges showcase the accumulation of friendship for thousands of years. And the defense cooperation is also of vital significance. Those are like the 10 fingers of a person, all of which are important and indispensable. This year marks the 5th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic ties between China and Bangladesh, and the China-Bangladesh Year of People-to-People Exchanges. So China will work together with Bangladesh and continue to comprehensively promote our practical cooperation to a new level in various fields.
It means that you are saying that all the facets of the relationship is equally important.
Definitely, and they are indispensable. So it is not unfair to say which one is the most important. Actually, they're equally important.
If you allow me, I was thinking to ask you this question maybe at the back, but now I'm asking you the question right now. Because many people are saying that Bangladesh is a small country compared, let's say, to India or China. But at the same time, due to its geographic location, Bangladesh has a significant geostrategic importance. Do you also feel like that, or can you tell us something more about it?
Definitely, Bangladesh is a very important country, not only to China, but also in the region. China cooperation with Bangladesh is sincere and selfless, without any hidden geopolitical agenda. We have always adhered to the principle of non-interference in internal affairs of other countries, and always carry out cooperation based on Bangladesh's own needs under the framework of the Belt Road Initiative and South-South cooperation, so as to advance China-Bangladesh comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership. President Xi Jinping has pointed out that the world is under change unseen in a century, presenting both risks of division and confrontation, as well as cooperative opportunities for unity. At present, many countries in the region, including Bangladesh, are under pressure from external interference to take sides. The strategic environment in the region is at the risk of being reshaped by political factors. China firmly supports Bangladesh in upholding its independence and opposing external interference. Both countries will continue to uphold the principle of mutual respect and support each other in safeguarding their sovereignty and core interest. We will work together to insulate South Asia from geopolitical calculation and the trap of the law of the jungle, from being used as chess pieces in major power rivalry, and from cohesion by hegemony and bullying. So our future and the future of our region should be in our own hands. So that is what we consider why Bangladesh is so important. So we can work together to have these universally recognized principles and norms to be established not only between China and Bangladesh, but also in South Asia. We could set examples in this part of the world.
We have seen that for many developing countries like Bangladesh and other countries, let's say also Myanmar and other countries, China has a huge influence because you are assisting in the development of those countries. As you have good relationship with Myanmar, and you know that Bangladesh is a little suffering because there are many Myanmar refugees now inside Bangladesh, and we want them to go back to their own country. Do you think the presence or your influence of your own country can have a stabilized effect in Myanmar?
Sure, actually, that is what China is contributing so far. Definitely, as you mentioned, we're all concerned about the situation in Myanmar. But I should say, the Myanmar issue is by nature Myanmar's internal affairs. China does not want to see conflict or turmoil in Myanmar. That would cause suffering to its people and bring instability to the region. So China upholds the principle of non-interference in internal affairs, definitely of Myanmar. But we support Myanmar in safeguarding its sovereignty, independence, and national unity, and backed Myanmar's efforts to achieve domestic stability and improve people's livelihood. I believe it is also the policy sought by Bangladesh side. China also supports dialogue and consultations among all parties in Myanmar so as to handle their difference properly and find a way for their internal problem and to find a development path suited to their country's conditions. China also supports the positive efforts of the regional countries to restore stability and cool down the situation in Myanmar. In this regard, we very much appreciate it. A couple of weeks ago, there is the first ever foreign ministers informal meeting in Bangkok, attended by all the neighboring countries of Myanmar.
Yes, probably our foreign advisor also attended.
Yes, they discussed national reconciliation, the border issues, and humanitarian support. So that demonstrates the regional efforts in this regard, which is very important to demonstrate together.
So you support that regional effort?
Definitely. We need the common efforts from all stakeholders in this regard, but based on non-interference in internal affairs of Myanmar. So China commends the Bangladesh side for the humanitarian efforts you have demonstrated to the Rohingyas, which has been sheltered in Bangladesh. I know more than 1 million people has been there for 7 or 8 years already. And the great sacrifice Bangladesh has made over the years. So China has always maintained that repatriation is only way out. We sympathize the suffering, the cost.
Repatriation.
Definitely, that's the only way out, except the repatriation. So to achieve this end, China is committed to political mediation and encourage Bangladesh and Myanmar to strengthen exchanges, enhance mutual trust, handle differences, and broaden consensus. I believe there's a lot of stakeholders as to Rohingya issues concerned, but Bangladesh and Myanmar, you need to take the initiative. You need to put the issue under your hands. So it's Myanmar, Bangladesh, you have the decision as to in which way you can achieve the repatriation. So it is imperative that an end to the fighting in Rakhine states be realized as soon as possible. That is the current situation we are facing. This is internal conflict, which is the most imminent, now the biggest barrier as to the repatriation is concerned. So we have to find the way to realize ceasefire inside Myanmar, especially in Rakhine states. So China stands ready to continue our efforts to bring about a ceasefire in Rakhine state and to create conditions for the repatriation of the Rohingya people. So that is our efforts. We'll continue to do, and we'll continue to work with Bangladesh, Myanmar, and international stakeholders for this purpose.
Thank you very much, because I think in Bangladesh also we feel that the repatriation should start as soon as possible, and that is the only viable solution for the refugee crisis. Excellency, I heard it from the newspaper and some sources. I do not know how far it is true, but in our north, north of Bangladesh, there is a place called Donglam. So do you have any dispute with India with regard to the Donglam? And is there any development?
You know, actually we do have a border issue or border disputes with India, and I should say it is left over by the colonialism. It traces back hundreds of years ago. So we are victim of the history in this sense. But we have been talking over the disputes for many years. And recently I see some positive development. China and India have reached resolutions on issues concerning the border areas following the close communication through diplomatic and military channels. China will continue working with India for the sound implementation of this resolution. So that resolution including the talks and also the withdrawal of the troops. So it is a quite comprehensive sort of solution as to the border issue is concerned. And I should point out, last October, Chinese President Xi Jinping and India Prime Minister Narendra Modi had a very successful meeting in Kazan, Russia. It is the highest level meeting in the last 5 years. The restart of China-India relations are in line with the fundamental interest of the two people, the expectation of global south, and the right direction of the history. I believe all the countries in the region want to see China-India, we have normal relations. We continue our dialogue. That is also our policy. So the two sides should implement the important consensus reached by the two sides, respect each other's core interest, and enhance mutual trust through dialogue and communication. Handle differences properly with sincerity and integrity, and bring the bilateral relation back on a track of stable and sound development at the early date. There is no deny that we do have border issues, and we do not expect the issue be solved overnight. It is important. It is impossible. So China, India, as two neighboring major developing countries, we have also a lot of common interest. We believe that is our common interest more than difference, and we should view each other's development as an opportunity and work together to achieve common development and rejuvenation, which will help safeguard the legitimate right and interest of developing countries and contribute to global, we call it, multipolarity. So that is our wish for the normalization of relations between China and India. I believe it will also benefit the whole region.
Of course, yes. Excellency, then if you allow me, I would like to go back again to our relationship, Bangladesh and China relationship. I mean, over the years, China has become a reliable and major development partner of Bangladesh. You have invested here, you have many projects you are carrying out. But let's say with regard to Bangladesh, do you see that in the long run, the development potential that we have, we can take this potential to the next step, and can we see a prosperous Bangladesh in future?
Definitely, I'm quite sure about the better future for China-Bangladesh cooperation. I already been here for more than 2 years, and in the last 2 years, I had extensive interaction with various sectors in Bangladesh and a lot of friends. I feel that an increasing number of Bangladeshi people sincerely believe that China is Bangladesh's most trustworthy, reliable, and true friend. Time has tested this point. And looking back at the 50-year history of China-Bangladesh diplomatic ties, China has carried out friendly cooperation with Bangladesh in major projects, infrastructure construction, and improving people's livelihood, offering sincere assistance. Since the establishment of the interim government since last August, only 4.5 months passed, but I showed the figure. Around 12 Chinese enterprises have invested 210 million US dollars.
Oh, within these 4.5 months?
Yes. So I can see
210 million US dollar.
Yes.
Oh,
so
good.
I'm convinced China is the #1 investor in the last 4.5 months in Bangladesh. I'm quite sure. All the figures come from public sources, from media, from reports. So it is there. So from which investment China has committed itself to further opening up to Bangladesh, providing zero tariff treatment for 100% of tariff item before Bangladesh graduation from the least developed countries from the 1st December last year. And also we decided to import fresh mangoes from Bangladesh. And aside
have you tested our mango?
Definitely,
Yeah.
which is the best.
Sweet.
Very sweet. And I'm very excited that my people in China, they have chances to get access to test the best mango in the world. Hopefully by June this year. That is the season. So we're working on it. It is a great boost to our bilateral economic cooperation. We also cooperate with Bangladesh in areas as the we call it photovoltaics, agriculture, and the low carbon technology. This fully demonstrates that China has always been confident for the future of Bangladesh. We are all aware that Bangladesh, you have a population of 180 million. Actually, you are the 8th largest populous the country in the world. We also, you have resident people and hardworking, and you have very young, a large of young people. I learned the average age of Bangladesh is no more than 27 years. So which provide a significant demographic dividend for Bangladesh. So in the future, we will not reduce our investment in Bangladesh, but further deepen cooperation with Bangladesh, area of renewable resource energy, and poverty alleviation, and green and low carbon development. So I see there's great potential for China-Bangladesh cooperation in the future.
Oh, thank you. And then, Excellency, if I'm not wrong, probably Bangladesh was the first country among the South Asia to join your Belt and Road Initiative.
Yes, definitely.
It was a great initiative, and we can now see that it is growing and growing and growing. So, do you think that it was a right decision for Bangladesh to join your initiative, and at the same time, do you think that Bangladesh can also contribute in your initiatives? Let's say to increase connectivity and others.
Definitely, it is a win-win cooperation,
situation.
a benefit to both country and both peoples. So actually this year marks the 10th anniversary of Bangladesh's participation in the Belt Road Initiative. Over the last decades, the BRI has infused vitality into Bangladesh's economic growth, provided a robust platform for advancing China-Bangladesh trade and investment cooperation, and significantly contributed to improving the livelihood of Bangladesh people. It has evolved into a shared pathway of opportunity and prosperity for both countries. On the one hand, the BRI has driven prosperity and development of Bangladesh. Currently, approximately 700 Chinese enterprises are operating in Bangladesh, generating from our figure almost 550,000 job opportunities. The Chinese companies have constructed so far 8 railways, 12 highways, 21 bridges, and 31 power plants in Bangladesh. So from my figure, the power generated from Chinese-built power plants account for more than 40% of total power generation capacity in Bangladesh. So that is the figure demonstrates contribution Chinese companies has made, or BRI initiative has made for the Bangladesh. So these mega projects have significantly enhanced Bangladesh transportation network, boosting logistic efficiency, alleviated energy shortage, and provided access to clean water. Actually, I should mention the Dhaka water treatment plant, which constructed 2 years ago in Dhaka. This plant alone, they provide clean drinking waters to 5 million citizens in Dhaka. So it is also the way to improve the living conditions of Dhaka citizens. And we are working with Bangladesh side to build more such water treatment plants.
Yes, because we lack clean water.
Yes,
Drinking
there's
water.
another one in Rajshahi, now is under construction. But I think China wants more sort of these projects which can directly benefit the people of Bangladesh. So I should say these projects have not only driven economic development, but also improved the quality of life for the millions of Bangladesh citizens.
Well, Ambassador, I mean, it's very fine to see those mega projects, and when those are implemented, people are happy seeing those. But at the same time, all these projects create some kind of debt on us. And do you think that in the long run, how we can balance the debt and at the same time our aspiration for new projects?
I should argue there be some rhetoric, so-called the trap problems, but I don't think it is true. I should say all the projects conducted between China and Bangladesh are based on mutual benefits, and they have been consulted and decided by both sides. China never imposed anything on Bangladesh, so all the projects are based on mutual consensus. That is one point. The other point is, look at the figure from Bangladesh side. As the date, largest owner of the date is a World Bank, and followed by ADB, and the largest bilateral the owner of the date for Bangladesh is Japan. So China only accounts for about 7% of the debt of the debt of Bangladesh. So I don't understand why someone pinpoint China, our citizens, as the trap. It doesn't reflect reality. It's not fair. And I should say our project has done a lot for the development of Bangladesh. So China, we're committed to continue this sort of cooperation with Bangladesh, and I'm sure our cooperation are benefiting the people of Bangladesh and supported by the people of Bangladesh.
But Excellency, maybe in the long run, when there will be more projects, there will be more investment, there will be more debt. That's why sometimes people are...
I suggest not to focus on dates. It's a mutual support. And we have a lot of cooperation modality with Bangladesh. We have grants. We have interest-free credit to Bangladesh. We also have a sort of a very low interest.
Low interest rate.
Yeah, to Bangladesh. So Bangladesh can make choose. Definitely, all the thing, I should say, emphasize that from Chinese side, our purpose is help Bangladesh develop. We are not going to set Bangladesh in trap. And so far, I don't see, due to Chinese the help, Bangladesh in trap. I should argue it. So to clarify this sort of, I believe it's a misunderstanding.
Excellency, you are eloquent. You are very clear on this issue. I mean, it's fine. Let's say, as you mentioned about zero tariff, and at the same time you mentioned about the import, Chinese import of mango, maybe in the coming summer. What are the other products you think that has potential to export to China, or how we can improve our trade deficit with China? I mean, reduce the trade deficit with China.
I see. China, we have consistently reiterated that China does not want pursue any trade surplus with Bangladesh. We don't want an opinion of surplus from Bangladesh. But in fact, according to...
Now there is a huge surplus.
But I should demonstrate to tell you some figures. From our statistics, Bangladesh trade deficit with China decreased by 50% in the year 2023 and further declined by 5% from January to September last year. So you see the...
Yeah, so it's improving.
Yes, situation is improving. And through my interaction with friends from various sectors of Bangladesh, I sense a growing number of Bangladeshi people. They understand and more, the objective view of the trade deficit between China and Bangladesh. There is a broad recognition that deficit is largely influenced by our, by Bangladesh industrial structure or our trade structure. For example, the IMG, the ready-made garment sector, Bangladesh, the pillar industry, depends on China for over 60% of the raw materials and the machinery. So to maintain Bangladesh's position as the world's second largest IMG exporter, which necessitates continued imports from China. So in other words, the surplus, or we call it the deficit from trade with China, sustain the surplus in terms of Bangladesh trade with Western countries. So that is the structure of the trade in terms of IMG sectors. So we need to look at this way. And also, China firmly adhere to its national policy of opening up to the world. So on many occasions, China has expressed its support for Bangladesh export diversification strategy and its willingness to increase import from Bangladesh. For example, China has gradually, we have announced that zero tariff treatment to 100% tax item from Bangladesh from the 1st December last year. We also allowed the import of fresh mango from Bangladesh and is actively working to grant access for guava and jackfruit. So we're working on it. And I also want to share the figure with you. In the year 2023, China opened market to durian produced from Vietnam. You know, durian is a sort of tropical fruits. In the year 2023, the first year China opened the market, more than 2 billion worth of US dollar durian export to China. So you can see how much potential we can tap for the imports of mango, imports of guava and jackfruit. So you know, Bangladesh is the largest producer of jackfruit mango in the world. So it will greatly boost export from Bangladesh to China. So what's more, Bangladesh has also been regularly invited to participate to some very important international events, such as China International Import Expo, the Canton Fair, and the East Asia Expo. At the same time, China and Bangladesh are collaborating to advance negotiations on free trade agreement and optimize the bilateral investment treaty. So I believe these initiatives aim to create new opportunities for expanding China-Bangladesh trade, especially for expanding Bangladesh export to China, and enhance our bilateral trade relations.
Thank you. You have a very rich culture, very rich. But have you seen, let's say, dance or music or song in Dhaka? Have you experienced some?
Sure. Actually, 2 years ago, we have first ever, we called Chinese New Year Temple Fair in Dhaka, in the Gusan Lake Park.
Gusan Lake Park, yeah.
I am amazed. There's a lot of culture performance, either from China, from Bangladesh, and we attract a lot of local people. They are enthusiastic about culture of China, about you know, the friendship between China and Bangladesh, and I'm very much encouraged by the closeness in terms of our culture and our tradition in this regard. I also want to say, actually Bangladesh holds a significant place along the ancient Silk Road. There's a rich history of cultural exchanges stretching back thousands of years between China and Bangladesh. We all know the story of Adisha, who has been in China 1,000 years ago to spread Buddhism in China, which is already you know, the symbol of China-Bangladesh friendship. I also see this historical collection laid a robust foundation for the enduring friendship between China and Bangladesh, and fostering deep economic and culture and emotional bonds between our two peoples. And I say this year marks 50th anniversary as to China-Bangladesh relations is concerned, and also the year of people-to-people exchanges. So to celebrate this milestone, China-Bangladesh will together to host a series of vibrant cultural events, which I believe will
in Dhaka,
in China or Bangladesh. Okay. You know, it is
both,
and it will be more than 100 functions to be convened this
entire year.
Yes, from January to December, including Happy Chinese New Year, which is later this month, and the Ni Hao, Hello China, and the Chinese Film Week, which is inaugurated yesterday. Okay. Together with Dhaka Film, you have International Film Festival, so together. And also the Tea Culture Festival we're going to have in the coming April or May. And exhibition of cultural relics in the first half this year. Will be some very ancient relics from China to be exhibited in Dhaka. We also host the China-Bangladesh Drama Festival, art gala, and singing competitions. So all this will be part of this year's celebration. We are committed to supporting more Bangladesh students and citizens in learning Chinese by introducing Chinese language course in more universities. And now only Dhaka University has a Chinese department, but we want more university in Bangladesh
To
have Chinese language.
Of course.
Sure. And what's more, we'll invite more Bangladesh artists, young students, and Chinese language enthusiasts to visit China, and further strengthen culture and educational cooperation. And efforts will also be made to facilitate tourism between our two nations, promote exchanges between healthcare and sports delegations, and ensure that more Chinese television programs are broadcast on Bangladesh TV network. There's a lot of work we can do together in this,
So those TV programs are interpreted in Bangla?
Definitely. We already have some series be broadcast, but I see there'll be more we can do in this regard.
Yeah, we would like to see some.
If you want, we can provide some video clip to you.
Sure. And have you tasted any Bangladeshi cuisine, any Bangladeshi food?
Oh yes. The pita now. Now it's the season.
Yeah.
Cake. I like Bangladesh very much. I'm a meat lover.
I mean, many students now are going to China from Bangladesh, so there is a huge scope of cultural exchange and exchange of our understanding. But as you mentioned about the Canton Trade Fair, many Bangladeshis I know, the business people, they go to China, regularly, not only during Canton Fair, but for many other purposes as well. For our viewers, can you just say, Excellency, that how the visa procedure can make easier for them?
I see. It is not a problem. I should say, we already come up with some measures to facilitate the visa application for Bangladesh. Now we reduce the cost of the visa. Sometimes the cost will be exempt, and also we come out with some green lane arrangement. So now only 2 days needs, 2 working days, if you apply visa.
We need to apply probably online, yeah?
Yes, we have a visa center located nearby in Gusan area. So all the application are online, or you can go to the visa centers for application.
And it takes 2-3 days to complete.
Yes, but definitely if you are on emergency cases, we can expedite, but you need to pay more. But now visa is not a problem. We are do whatever we could to facilitate. We want more Bangladeshi people to visit China. Now, the flight between Bangladesh and China has been increased to 58 flights per week.
58 flights per week?
Yes.
It means now there are more passengers.
Yes. Now we have 3 cities which have a flight connection with Bangladesh. Dhaka to Kunming, to Guangzhou, and to Beijing.
Okay, so we can go straight to Beijing.
Definitely.
Now?
And 6 flights a week.
6 flights a week.
Yeah, we have Air China and Southern Airline of China operating. We hope BMAN someday will also open the flight from Dhaka to Beijing. Or next time will be Shanghai.
Thank you, Excellency. I mean, with all these words, I would like to conclude, because I do not want to take more of your time. Maybe some other day we can come back to you again to know some more things from you, if you allow us.
Thank you very much. It's a great opportunity for me to interact with you, to share my thoughts and the facts in terms of China-Bangladesh relations. And that is also my commitment as an ambassador. I will do whatever I can to uplift our cooperation. And I see the great potential for future of Bangladesh. And I see there's a great opportunity for China and Bangladesh to work together for the betterment of our two peoples. So I also wish your support and the Delhi Sun support in this endeavor. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Dear viewers, we heard from His Excellency Mr. Yao Ben, the Chinese ambassador in Bangladesh. He talked a lot about the Chinese involvement in Bangladesh. When we talk about Bangladesh-China relationship, we talk about the development potential of Bangladesh, the geostrategic interest of Bangladesh, and at the same time, he suggested how to stabilize the region and how to go for development of the entire region, not only in Bangladesh. With this, I call it a day. Thank you very much.
For more updates, follow us on Facebook, subscribe our YouTube channel, get the latest update on www.daily-sun.com.